So the people who sell souvenirs here have decided to hire a backhoe, and they have sculpted out more of this hill to make more room for these souvenir tables there. So we have free excavation, we meaning the foundation, and we can see that this hill is built. And we have these layers as always. Now these are leftward leaning, which is interesting. Very, very interesting. And we have clay layers that extend all the way behind the museum. And if you like to go behind that museum, you can see those very obvious clay layers as part of your tour. And but look at this, these incredible leftward leaning stones. Wow, absolutely massive. This thing is huge. Let me just get a photo of this massive stone. Hold on. I mean, wow. And it keeps going. It keeps going, so it's really, wow. It's just absolutely incredible. Free excavation, yes. So the ancients weren't fooling around. The ancients were not fooling around. Look at all this leftward leaning structuring to this hill. Now this is the hill in which children played in a small tunnel or a cave up there by that white awning. Just past there's an entrance to Ravne Tunnel, and that was found by Dr. Semir Osmanagic by asking the children if they had a tunnel or a cave that they played in. So I'm gonna shut this down because of the dust. Hold on. And we can see here that we've got a layer of concrete on top of this layer of this layering of clay and clay stone. So the concrete starts there. That's the line right there. Above that is beton, as they call it in Bosnia, concrete. And you can see it clearly. And below that is clay layers. Clay layers for absorbing kinetic energy from earthquakes, among other things. It's also a heat, thermal insulation, clay. Clay performs many functions in the building of hills and pyramids here in Bosnia. It's sound insulation, thermal insulation, waterproofing, and in fact, earthquake proofing. Fascinating. And above that, we've got the concrete. Here's a big outcropping of it there. Fascinating. I'm just going to get a couple of photos. Hold on, don't panic. Lots of good free excavation for the foundation by these people who sell the souvenirs. These lovely crystals and pots and socks that the Bosnian women make from sheep wool, pure sheep wool. There's no weird polyester nonsense in any of these socks. So if you love real wool, and if you want your feet to truly be warm and to wick away moisture in the winter, you get some Bosnian socks. Come here, see some pyramids and get some socks. And there's also some amazing crystals, interesting Bosnian metalwork, and of course interesting stones, more interesting stones. Delightful Bosnian folk, the delightful people with their crystals. And he's got incredible ointments made from marigold flowers and all sorts of things. Here's some crystals, more crystals, and they want to just make us bigger, 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 bigger. See how they're smiling? They love you, they love the tourists. More rocks, and he brings these every day. He takes these in his car and he brings all these rocks out every day, and then he puts them in his car and takes them away. That's a lot of work. And here's and that's, looks like they dug behind there as well, finding these incredible layers of clay, sandstone, whatever you want to call this. And but the clay is the binding material. If there's a lot of sand in there too, that's their choice in the moment. They seem to morph their materials from place to place. So there's the layer of concrete, artificial concrete that was placed above, and you can see how strong that concrete is. When they dig into it, you can get a kind of a feel for how strong it is. I mean, it looks kind of weak because there's these little pieces coming out here, and say, oh, that's just rubble. It's not rubble. It's really, 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 really strong concrete, and it's the strongest documented concrete on the planet. And when I say it, I mean the concrete that has been sampled in the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, which has an upper hardness rating of 133 megapascals, which is twice as strong, twice as hard as most modern concretes. Most modern concretes have an upper hardness rating of 60 megapascals, and the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun concrete has an upper hardness rating of 133, so 2 times 60 is 120, 133 is 13 megapascals, more than twice as hard as our normal modern day concretes. Now some modern day concretes go up to 80 megapascals, but 133 is just unheard of and outrageous. And this is concrete that has been here for tens of thousands of years. We don't know how many years, and it's still that hard. So if you took modern day concrete and let it sit around for tens of thousands of years in the rain, and then tested it, a lot like we tested the ancient concrete here, it would not be 133 megapascals. It would not be its original 60 or 80 megapascals. It would probably be 20 or 30 or whatever. Another factor in the concrete durability is the water absorption. The water absorption rate of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun concrete is 1.1, and the lower the water absorption rate, the better. The best water absorption rate of modern day concrete is 3%, and as I mentioned, 1.1% is the rate for the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun concrete. Therefore, the concrete on the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun is almost 3 times less likely to absorb water as the best concrete that we make in modern day, and therefore that makes it much more durable. It stays longer. The water doesn't get in as much in the winter, and of course it's got the clay layering over it too. It's got a meter or more of clay that they put over the concrete to keep the water from getting to it. But if the water does get in, it doesn't get in as much as it does into modern day concretes, and so therefore it doesn't freeze inside the concrete in the winter. So therefore it doesn't expand and break the concrete. So water is not a problem in general for the ancients' concrete. This is concrete that Robert Schoch calls natural. This is concrete that Graham Hancock calls natural. This is concrete that Wikipedia calls natural. This is concrete that Zahi Hawass calls natural. And Roman. Joseph Davidovits calls it Roman concrete. Like the Romans ever made anything near 133 megapascals. No. So this is Jock Doubleday reporting from the heart of the Balkans in Visoko, Bosnia, and the Bosnian Pyramid Complex right up here near Ravne Tunnel Labyrinth's entrance. And they're doing a lot of work here. That's a new museum where all the artifacts will be housed. So go check that out when you're here, and be sure to go behind it and check out the clay layers, which are lovely to look at. This is a built hill, and you can see the clay layers clearly, and above it the concrete, and the concrete starts just about there, right underneath the ivy. And so it's pretty fantastic. So make sure you check that out behind the museum. And they're doing a lot of work for the new souvenir booths, giving them more room, giving more room for cars to park. So there's a lot of excitement going on here in the Bosnian Pyramid Complex. This is Jock Doubleday reporting on October 1st, 2015. I hope you have a scientific day.